The rock world is mourning the untimely passing of Bob Bryar, former drummer of My Chemical Romance, at the age of 44. His death has left an indelible void in the hearts of fans and colleagues who remember him not only for his electrifying performances, but also for his kindness and resilience. As we reflect on his life, this tribute explores his profound impact on the music industry, the cause of his death, and the heartfelt tributes from those who knew him best. Bob's passing was confirmed through a deeply moving statement from his family, who expressed profound gratitude for the outpouring of support from fans. The news shook the music community, as Bob had stayed largely out of the public eye in recent years. Known for his private nature, his death has left many fans, friends, and colleagues struggling with the loss of one of rock's most influential drummers. The family revealed that Bob's death was the result of complications from a long-standing battle with health issues. While they chose not to disclose specifics, they emphasized Bob's extraordinary strength and resilience throughout his struggles. The family described his fight with illness as one he approached with quiet determination, never wanting to burden others. He fought bravely, just like he played, intensely and without complaint. They wrote, honoring his unwavering spirit. This revelation has deeply resonated with his fans, many of whom are grappling with the fact that someone so strong and private could face such hardships. Despite his struggles, Bob remained a beacon of positivity, always prioritizing others before himself, and this selflessness has become a defining trait remembered by all. Bob's career skyrocketed when he joined My Chemical Romance in 2004, contributing to the band's meteoric rise to fame. His drumming on albums like 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge and The Black Parade became the backbone of the band's sound. Tracks such as Helena and Famous Last Words owe much of their raw emotion and power to Bob's unique style and energetic performances. His music and influence defined an entire generation of rock fans. Even after leaving the band in 2010, Bob remained an icon in the rock world, with his contributions continuing to inspire both musicians and fans. His untimely passing has left a lasting imprint on all who appreciated his immense talent and kind-hearted nature. At his funeral, a deeply emotional and private service, family, friends, and former bandmates gathered to say their final goodbyes. The venue, simple yet meaningful, reflected Bob's personality, with the My Chemical Romance logo serving as a tribute to the impact Bob had on both the band and its fans. Gerard Way, the band's lead vocalist, delivered a poignant eulogy, calling Bob not just a drummer, but a brother. His energy was infectious, Gerard shared, reflecting on their shared experiences and the bond they had formed over the years. In a particularly moving moment, a video montage captured highlights from Bob's career and personal life, set to Famous Last Words, stirring deep emotions among those present. This video, along with heartfelt stories shared by friends and bandmates, painted a picture of a man whose life was filled with love, laughter, and a fierce dedication to his craft. In the glare of public life, it's easy for celebrities to hide their inner turmoil behind a polished image. But this picture feels different, revealing a glimpse of the pressure Liam may have been under. In the past, he had been open about his struggles with mental health, the weight of fame, and living up to public expectations. As a member of One Direction, thrust into the limelight at a young age, the impact of those pressures was inevitable. Yet this image exposes a vulnerability not often seen in the public eye, a man trying to hold it together while battling exhaustion, both physical and emotional. Was this a sign of a deeper struggle, something beyond the typical fatigue of a hectic schedule? Was Liam grappling with overwhelming emotional burdens he couldn't share? The question lingers after seeing this image. Did those closest to him truly understand the extent of his struggles, or were they too absorbed in the whirlwind of his career to notice the signs? Despite his public persona as the charming, upbeat figure fans adored, one particular picture from a public event tells a different story. Surrounded by people, Liam stands alone in a crowd, seemingly detached and distant. His gaze is unfocused, his body language withdrawn. This was not the energetic, engaging Liam the world knew. Instead, there's a palpable sense of isolation, physically present but emotionally elsewhere. Was this a moment of mental and emotional exhaustion, a deeper struggle that even those closest to him didn't fully understand? Fame, while glamorous, comes with immense pressure, and it's not uncommon for celebrities to hide inner demons behind their public image. The haunting truth of this image lies in the disconnect, in how someone surrounded by people can still feel utterly alone. The smile Liam offers in this moment is clearly forced, an attempt to meet expectations despite the weight of his emotional struggles. Could it be that Liam was quietly battling something he couldn't speak about? The pressures of fame, constant public scrutiny, and personal challenges could have made him feel more isolated, even when surrounded by fans and fellow celebrities. It's easy to think of someone so loved as immune to loneliness, but this photo serves as a stark reminder that even the most adored figures can feel completely alone. In these final images, Liam appears not only physically exhausted but emotionally withdrawn. The third picture, taken just days before his death, shows Liam sitting alone, his posture slumped, his gaze distant. The stillness of the moment speaks volumes. Here, Liam is alone with his thoughts, in deep contemplation. This image, almost haunting in its simplicity, captures a rare moment of solitude for a man who was always at the center of attention. Was this the moment when the weight of his struggles became too much to bear? As the world mourns Liam's passing, tributes flood in from fans, friends, and family, remembering the joyful, kind-hearted person who had brightened lives with his music and warmth. But as we reflect on these haunting final images, questions remain. Were these moments signs of a struggle we failed to see? Could we have done more? Liam had always been open about his mental health challenges, yet we hoped he would find peace despite the pressures surrounding him. Looking back now, those moments of silence, withdrawal, and detachment seem like part of a larger, tragic story. Mental health struggles don't always announce themselves loudly. They can manifest quietly, in exhaustion, in isolation, in a look that says everything without speaking a word. Could we have done more? Could we have seen the signs? We may never know the answer, but in Liam's memory, we must strive to be more present, more aware, and more compassionate toward those who may be silently suffering. His legacy, beyond his music, lies in the lessons we learn from his struggles, the importance of checking in, listening to the silences, and offering support before it's too late. The tributes on social media were not limited to fans. Many musicians also paid their respects to Bob, reflecting on his influence and the significant role he played in shaping the sound of a generation. Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, a fellow rock icon, tweeted, "Bob was not only a powerhouse drummer but a wonderful person. He gave so much to the music world, and we'll miss him deeply." Hayley Williams of Paramore, another artist whose career was influenced by the emo and alternative rock scene that Bob helped define, shared a message of condolence as well. "Bob's rhythms were the heartbeat of a generation," she wrote. "He will always be remembered." Even within the rock community, where the loss of a musician might often be met with an outpouring of affection from fans, Bob's death struck a unique chord. His dedication to his craft, his humility, and his role in My Chemical Romance's success left a lasting legacy that was acknowledged by his peers. His family, too, was deeply touched by the outpouring of love that came from fans, friends, and fellow musicians. Bob had always been a private person, preferring to keep his personal struggles away from the public eye. But in death, it was clear just how much he had meant to people from all walks of life. One of the most powerful tributes came from Gerard Way, the lead vocalist of My Chemical Romance, who expressed his sorrow on social media. "Bob wasn't just our drummer," he wrote. "He was our brother. His energy, both on and off stage, was a force that lifted us all. We've lost someone who gave so much to us, and we will miss him more than words can say." Gerard's message resonated with fans and served as a reminder of the deep bond between the band members, a bond that went far beyond music. As the vigils continued, people not only honored Bob for the impact he had on their lives, but also reflected on the universal themes of resilience and strength that his journey represented. Fans noted that Bob had faced his health challenges quietly and without complaint, embodying the same determination and drive that had defined his career. He had fought his battles in private, never seeking sympathy, and had continued to inspire others with his courage and resolve. Bob's story reminded many that even the most seemingly invincible people can face profound struggles, and it encouraged them to keep going in the face of adversity. At the funeral venue, fans and loved ones stood in respectful silence, their collective grief palpable. Some of them had tears in their eyes, while others simply nodded solemnly, as if trying to come to terms with the loss of someone who had meant so much. Many had arrived with signs, photos, or written tributes to Bob, some of which they left near the memorials or attached to nearby walls. As night fell, the vigil outside the funeral venue continued. The lights from the candles flickered against the cool night air, and the haunting strains of My Chemical Romance songs could be heard softly in the background. For many, this moment marked the end of an era defined by the music that Bob had helped create, the lives he had touched, and the countless memories he had left behind. Bob Bryar's death may have taken away one of the most talented drummers of his generation, but it also gave the world the opportunity to reflect on the powerful impact that music can have on our lives. As fans and friends came together to mourn, they also celebrated Bob's legacy, knowing that his spirit would continue to inspire and connect people for generations to come. His music was more than just sound. It was a source of comfort, strength, and unity for so many. The outpouring of love and tributes from fans and musicians alike was a testament to the profound impact Bob Bryar had on the world. As one fan poignantly said, "Bob may be gone, but his rhythm will never fade." His legacy will live on through every song, every memory, and every person he helped through his music. Fellow musicians, such as Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day and Hayley Williams of Paramore, shared their own memories and expressed their sorrow. They echoed the sentiment that Bob's legacy, both as a musician and a person, would live on forever. The family, in their grief, thanked fans for their unwavering support, emphasizing how much Bob cherished the connection he had with them. "You were part of his journey, and he never took that for granted," one family member shared. As the day drew to a close, the loss was felt around the world, but so was the recognition of the indomitable spirit Bob had shared through his music and his life. His passing serves as a reminder of the power of music to heal, connect, and inspire. As Gerard Way put it, Bob's rhythms are eternal. He's part of every note we played, every memory we made, and every life he touched. Bob's legacy will live on forever in the hearts of all who loved him. Rest in peace, Bob. You'll always be our drummer.